What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Biscoon, and we're back at you with another normal gays video. This time about a woke HR Karen melting down on TikTok. Apparently, it's unhinged. It's been a while since I reacted to one of their videos. They rebranded their channel as Normal Gays with Brad Palumbo and Clarkson Lawson. So interesting to see how we're going all in here on this. So before we get started, make sure you guys go check out their original video and to show them some support, and then come back here and do the same for me. And you'll notice the arrangement that I have here on screen. That's to make sure that both of them are in frame. I don't want to take too much away from them. And their spotlight, they deserve all the spotlight, let's be real, because they're fabulous. But yeah, it's been a while since I've reacted to one of these, which there are thoughts that I've made known about certain issues that seem to be affecting the acronym, as we're gonna call it. And I can't wait to see how this one is gonna turn out, although I probably don't want to know how it turns out. I can tell just by looking at this individual right here that, I don't know, it may not be a pleasant experience for some, but let's go ahead and get started.
Managers, what do you do when an employee says, wait, I have to use their pronouns? Yes, you do. That's a performance issue, not a beliefs issue. Microaggressions, not cute, not funny. They don't belong at work, they don't belong anywhere.
My reaction exactly. No. Oh my god. Barely even 20 seconds in, and I already want to beat the crap out of her. And I'm not saying you should go beat up on random Karens, but it does make you think. No. Oh my god. No, this is going to be frustrating as hell, isn't it?
Did you thought you ate that shit? Get the fuck out of here.
She really thought she cooked. She thought she ate that.
She thought she was cooking. Nah. Well, here's the thing. They say that women should be in the kitchen, right? Making sandwiches and stuff. But at the same time, a lot of these same women don't necessarily know how to cook. No, that's the stereotype in, like, cartoons and stuff. You'll often have the housewife that, despite being a housewife, doesn't necessarily know how to cook, and which is why they tend to order out all the time and get DoorDash and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe we don't need women in the kitchen if this is gonna be how they are. And as someone who's equally sexist against everybody, I am an equal opportunity sexist. I was about to say two genders, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna piss a lot of people off. But guess what? Deal with it.
I was just like, hey guys, welcome back to another Normal Gays video where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm here in person.
And that face, of course. I've made that face before as a joke to myself, but whatever.
In Miami with Clarkson Lawson. I'm Brad Palumbo. Guys, HR Karens, like woke white.
Oh my god, no, just hearing that phrase, HR Karen, oh my god, no, I'm not ready. No, the first few seconds of this were torture.
Women in HR departments are a menace.
Yeah, you know,
I mean, they exist everywhere. I mean, the Homeowners Association is the embodiment of Karen energy, so I can imagine. God, I don't know, guys.
I have worked in corporate America for most of my adult life, but I've always worked for companies that don't have an HR.
Ooh, that could also be potentially problematic, but
oh, right. I was thinking, oh, no, that sounds like a good thing. At least he doesn't have to deal with Karens, but at the same time, maybe some oversight needs to be not overlooked. That didn't make any sense, but I'm sticking with it.
I think there should probably be a sweet spot between zero HR and way too much HR.
For sure.
Yeah, no kidding. You gotta have at least some balance and moderation. When you go too far to one side, and it makes trying to make the other side look bad, but then you go too far to that other side, and you make the one side look bad. And I wonder why I don't believe in the political spectrum.
video falls into the way too much HR, the kind of person that you got to keep far away from your company. We're going to listen to a HR TikTok influencer who just so happens to be a middle-aged woke white woman.
Yep, middle-aged white women. Right. I want to say the B word, but But knowing some recent trends on YouTube, I might have to hold off on saying such words unless my channel suddenly blows up, which hopefully will be sooner than you think.
No coincidence there whatsoever. She explaining why pronouns in the workplace are not preferred. They are mandatory.
Oh, God.
Lord, I mean, here's the thing. No, I've had experience with a mild form of this, where this requires a whole lot of backstory, so I'll just give a TLDR. There's someone that I know in real life who is a biological female, but I remember receiving 2 messages, including a direct message on Discord saying that this person was not a woman. And I remember thinking to myself, well, they're a biological female. Obviously, I'm going to use she, her. That's just how it's always been. But no, they want to use they, them, and I'm like, I mean, I understand why that they would want that, but I'm just saying, if you ask me how I feel about pronouns and stuff, when you get right down to it, it's much more convenient to just refer to people by whatever their biological sex is. It's convenience. It has very little to do with actual ideology or even like forced speech, freedom of speech kind of thing. It's convenience. It's more convenient to refer to whatever by whatever junk they have under their pants. Simple as that. Now, unless, of course, it is abundantly clear that they reject the contents of their body in that regard, and it's very obvious that they want to be seen as the other gender, which I'm more than willing to oblige, so long as it's very obvious, because I still see people who prefer the opposite pronouns, but the way they look and the way they dress still resembles that of their biological gender, and I'm like, if you want to be referred to with these pronouns, then why aren't you like dressing or behaving in that way? This is just something that I've noticed, and it kind of bothers me.
Here we go.
Here we go again. Let's listen.
Managers, what do you do when an employee
And my avatar is in the way. I'm not going to give this trick the light of day.
says, wait, I have to use their pronouns? Yes.
Did you just refer to them as their bit? Okay, I just said it.
Yes, you do. That goes against my religion. You don't argue. You say, I respect your beliefs, but at work we respect people, and that means using their name and pronouns.
Oh my god, I see exactly where this is going. Good grief.
This isn't about agreement. It's about professional behavior, and personal beliefs do not excuse disrespect.
I mean, I don't want to give this lady the time of day, but I understand where she's coming from. I wouldn't want anyone forcing their beliefs onto me, but that doesn't mean that I am going to be disrespectful to them, alright? If you're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. Simple as that. But if you're gonna force me to behave a certain way that does not align with how I think people should behave, that's your problem, not mine.
Try this. No one's asking you to change your values. But here at work, we treat everyone with dignity. And that includes how they identify. Still refusing? That's a performance issue, not a beliefs issue.
A perfect
Shit. Fucking morally grandstanding ass bitch over here.
performance issue.
Okay, now we're going mask off. Apparently the way it works on YouTube is that you have to wait like a minute before you can start swearing, but I really don't want to have to do that. I want to go mask off on these bitches.
Honestly, I kind of agree that religion shouldn't be an excuse to alienate people.
Right, this is something I do as well. I see there's some YouTubers that I watch that are always trying to push their own religious values onto other people. I'm not going to say who they are or what it is that they practice. Oh, no. I've got plans for some of those YouTubers. Just you guys wait. I've got plans, and they're going to be grander than anything that I've produced before. Granted, that's probably not going to amount to anything in the long run, but with regards to this, you shouldn't be... I would never force my personal beliefs onto other people. That's just not fair to them. But for some reason, they're allowed to do the same to me. Somehow it's okay for them because reasons. They don't even need a reason. They use their own logic as their reason, which, here's the thing, you have the right to believe whatever you want, but at the same time, you can't force that belief onto other people. And what this bitch is doing is literally the same thing that this other... You see, it's very hard to understand all of these people. It's very hard to put this kind of idiocy into words, because nothing they do makes any sense.
However, I think this is taking it too far.
Yeah, you don't have a right to force everyone to call you at work what you want to be called.
Exactly what I just said. I had a hard time putting it into words. It's like, you don't want me forcing my beliefs onto you, yet here you are forcing your beliefs onto me. How is that fair? That was what I was trying to say earlier, but I couldn't handle the sheer stupidity of what this bitch is saying.
And if anyone doesn't accommodate it, they're like harming you. I mean, you must use people. Okay, if someone's pronouns are cat self.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. You might notice that I have this little raccoon looking ass over here in the right side of your screen. No, my pronouns are not raccoon. I was about to say the second half of raccoon until I remembered what that word actually is. But I'm a biological male. You will refer to me as such because it's more convenient.
And
right.
There are people who are like that.
We have reacted to them on this podcast. And you're telling me at work I have to use their pronouns or I'm like bullying them, and that's a performance issue. At that point, you are, through the venue of HR, just enforcing ideological conformity.
Exactly. But of course, they view it as common decency, even though common decency looks different to different people. I mean, I wouldn't want some guy out in the streets all flashing themselves, right? I wouldn't want some guy or a girl, doesn't matter who they are, what their body is. I don't want to see them all exposed, right? I wouldn't want that forced upon me. And similarly, I wouldn't want this kind of ideological gobbledygook forced upon me. No, it's bullshit. It's double standard. It's double standard at its finest.
Yeah.
Now, what I would say...
What happened to DEI?
Oh, good lord. I still have to make a DEI video at some point, aren't I? But I'm waiting for the opportune moment. My 3D model should be done within the next week or so, in which, then the real party is about to start. Mark my words.
That's what they do. But diversity, but just not for perspectives.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The whole point of DEI is to bring different perspectives, but when you've got HR like this, I guess you're not allowed to have them.
What's interesting to me is there's no actual room for compromise, because if you were to tell me that you have a trans person and a Christian person with deeply held beliefs working in the same space, and that Christian person doesn't want to use that trans person's pronouns, but also that trans person doesn't want to be misgendered in everyday conversation at work.
Yeah, it's like if you have to make a compromise for someone, eventually you're going to have to make a compromise for everyone. But for some reason, the compromises in this case are one-sided. Now, granted, if you are Christian, well, I don't have any ill will towards you. Let's be real. I have no ill will towards anyone who are deeply religious. In fact, I have a lot of respect for people that have deeply held religious beliefs. But just as you would never want to force those beliefs onto a lot of them don't want to force their beliefs onto other people. And just as some religious people use their faith in order to cause ill will, a lot of irreligious or non-religious people also use their beliefs in order to enact ill will towards others. It exists on all sides, in all scenarios. It doesn't matter what you believe in. If you're going to force someone to believe or behave a certain way, then I am not sorry, because I am not going to put up with it. I might put up with it just to keep up appearances, but behind closed doors, no, I'm not going to deal with that.
I feel like a workable middle ground would be like, okay, maybe you could just use this person's name.
Yeah.
Like, so Susan is a trans woman. Instead of saying she, you could just say, oh, Susan is going to finish the report when Susan finishes it.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like a decent compromise, I'm just saying.
I feel like if HR asked you to do that, that would not be unreasonable because you wouldn't be asked to violate your beliefs.
You know, this actually reminds me of how conversations with strangers and people in general in Japan work. You never want to use the word you in Japan. Whenever you're speaking Japanese, like anata, omae, kimi, you never want to say those words unless you're like close friends with someone, because saying you in Japan is considered rude. You either refer to people by their name or you say sumimasen. And in this case, it's very similar. Just refer to them by their name rather than using pronouns, quote unquote, right? Because you in and of itself is already a pronoun. My pronouns are you and your. Deal with it.
But you also could be like courteous and not cause conflict or stir things up with another person.
Right.
Just just basic respect. You don't have to do everything that someone asks of you if it conflicts with how you feel. I would never force someone to accept me for who I am, but they can't force me to do the same, right? I will judge you in accordance with what you actually believe, rather than, I don't know, even by my own standards, really.
Hey,
But in this, they're like, fuck your
you're just
beliefs.
siding with the trans person.
They're just like, yeah, bow down to the trans altar.
Mm-hmm.
And that just breeds more resentment.
Yeah.
No shit. That's the thing. When it comes to people that hate on entire groups of people, it's always the bitch asses within those groups that feeds hate. The source of black racism is black people that do bad things. Source of sexism against women, women that do bad things. Hatred against gays, gays that do bad things. It doesn't matter what group it is. Every group in existence has good and bad people, and you have to be able to discern between the good and the bad and not judge the whole group. Although there are some individuals that I know about who do talk shit about this one group of people that I happen to be a part of, but I'm not going to say what that group is. You guys are gonna have to wait for that.
Yeah, and I feel like conflict resolution is part of HR's job, and there is no resolution here. It's just like, say it or you're gonna get written up.
It's like, no, there's this scene in the Martin Luther King episode of Boondocks where they went on this, where Huey and Dr. King were on this little talk show host where they were discussing a black revolutionary political party that, as Dr. King describes, might be seen as extremely leftist by some, to which the guy was like, do you love America? And there was like, say you love America, say it now, say it or shut up. We will be right back with more fair and balanced coverage. Then Huey throws a chair at him.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know. I mean, I say the pronoun, I try my best, but like,
If you're nice to me, I will do my best not to be rude, right? But it's a convenience thing and it's an instinctive thing. If you're a biological female that I know is NB, but I still refer to you as she, you can't blame me for doing something that we've been doing for hundreds of thousands of years, if we're being realistic.
there comes a point where trans people have to have a certain amount of resilience to operate in everyday life, and religious people aren't going anywhere. And look, I'm not religious. I'm not a person who's like crazy about organized religion.
I mean, in terms of how I feel, well, I'm not ready to actually reveal that information yet. That information about my actual personal beliefs can only really be explored once I start streaming. So stay tuned for that. Like and make sure you subscribe, all right? So that way you're tuned in for the juicy details about who I am.
But I also recognize that I live in a world where it exists.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, when your personal self-esteem or validation is based on other people affirming it, that's a problem. Like you should be
right.
I'll give you, I mean, honestly, like say I work for myself, and I would struggle in any sort of office environment because I'm difficult.
I'm very grateful for the job that I have. I work at a bake shop, and I am the baker. I may as well admit it. I work in my own personal little section of the store in the back of the house, baking bread and baking sweets, just my personal little workspace that nobody else, well, can like really interfere, and I just kind of do my own thing. I'm very, very grateful that I have a job like that where I don't have to worry about working with other people. Not to say that I hate other people, but I'm just saying sometimes, you know, sometimes you just need a little alone time. A little solitude can be good for you.
I've been told. But say that I worked with people who didn't believe, like my partner and I aren't married yet, but say that we were, like didn't believe my marriage was valid. So
I do have things to say about that, but once again, those are best left saved for another time, so make sure you guys subscribe.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I believe my marriage is valid.
Right.
I don't really need Susan's validate. Well, wait, Susan was the trans person.
Susan, yeah. No. The Susan over here being all like, no, gay marriage isn't valid. At least I identify as a woman, which means my marriage is valid. And for all intents and purposes, that was a joke.
Hypothetical, so I'm messing it up. But I don't need Christina's validation.
Christina.
Right? I would prefer her not to be intentionally antagonistic or rude to me at work, but I don't need her validation. And that's the difference. Some of these people...
Oh, just wait. The things that I have planned... Oh, God. Oh, Lord, have mercy on them.
like need validation from others, and I would encourage them to look inward and get to the point where they're comfortable with themselves, and so they don't need everyone to affirm you all the time, because it's not realistic in a world that isn't friendly.
I know. I don't need anyone to accept me for who I am. They're gonna take one look at my avatar and decide that I'm some sort of degenerate, even though I'm not. I unironically value my self-control and my chastity. I value my self-restraint. I value modesty. Despite what you see, despite this little brown raccoon-looking ass over here.
That also starts a conversation on how it's being treated, because affirmation is the first go-to when it comes to people with dysphoria, and it's kind of breeding this idea that in order to fix my dysphoria and make me comfortable, I can't look within myself. I can't find that fix within myself.
Oh, damn. No, we're going deep into this now. We're going deep into the weeds and the psychology. You know, I understand how dysphoria works, and I know that in some instances it's brought on by trauma. I can't vouch for all people that have dysphoria. I've never really had any feelings like that, so I can't really speak on their behalf. But knowing that it can unironically be a struggle for such people, knowing that there's always someone to help them out. As long as they can get like the help they need, they'll be able to find at least some comfort within themselves and in their lives. And isn't that what we all want? We all just want to be able to live our lives in peace, to be able to do the things that we need to live, and to form meaningful relationships with other people, whether that be finding a partner or raising kids. Isn't that what most of us want? Even if there are a lot of people that don't want anything to do with that stuff, because of course they don't. But personally, I do think that most people, if not at least the majority of people, just want peace.
I have to find it through nonstop affirmation. Like, it's quite literally what the doctors are doing.
Yeah, at the very least, they should be teaching them to draw that affirmation from the people that matter to them,
Correct.
not from strangers.
Right.
Oh, that's actually a good point. No, one of the things that people complain about with regards to trans issues is when those issues are forced upon children, where, what you'll have is that there's one instance of a boy that just so happened to have been playing with Barbie dolls at one point for seemingly no reason, just because. And then the mothers will be like, oh, he's trans. That he's not trans, he's just playing with the doll. You're making an assumption. You have at least wait until after they finished puberty, because that's usually how it starts. And I remember reacting to this one video that they reacted to, a reaction for a reaction, as Exhibit would say, to some LGBT MAGA person, a lesbian MAGA person who said that some kids grow out of their dysphoria when they become adults, which I'd never really thought of that. I've never really heard of that before. I know that it does start out as a kid. Like, when it comes to me being gay, I started having feelings as early as 9, which might sound very strange for a lot of people, but let's be real. I have friends who mention them having their first feelings. I don't want to be that explicit about it. You know what I mean when I say feelings. They've had their first feelings when they were 9, and most of those friends were straight. And it was to like either women in movies or in other cases female characters in cartoon shows. But in my case, it was certain male characters that I started getting feelings for. I really don't want to use that. I don't want to use sexual language. I'm not comfortable with that stuff. You see, I'm not a degenerate. Or at least I don't want to be, rather. I value modesty, all right? I don't want anyone to tell me otherwise.
Because strangers will never validate you the world is not this like lovely kumbaya place where everyone's just friendly and lovely to you
No shit. You know how many wars there are going on right now? Shit.
all the time and does whatever you want all the time. And I just feel like a lot of
No, true. You can't just expect everyone to be at your beck and call. No, there are many times where I myself have had to deal with a whole lot of bullshit in my life. Things that I never wanted happen to me. But you know what? I power through them and I persevere. I get over them and come back stronger than ever. And a lot of people should be able to do the same. Stop making excuses. A lot of these people just make excuses. They'll say, oh, I couldn't do this because of that jackass over there. No, you couldn't do this because you're very bad at it. That's why. It's like fucking all the Hollywood quote-unquote woke movies where all of the actors and directors and producers will be like, oh, it's all the racists that hate it, or it's all the sexists that hate it. No, your product is shit. The majority of people think your product is shit. Doesn't matter. You accusing them of all these isms just makes it worse. It validates them.
these people are in for a rude awakening. But I really do worry about the weaponization of human resources to enforce ideological conformity. I think it's widespread.
It happens in universities and schools too, which is one of the problems that people have.
I really do. I think it's widespread, and I think people will, over the years to come, outline a lot of it.
Yeah.
But there's more from this lovely HR content, Karen.
I don't know if I want to see more. This video is a lot longer than I thought it would be. Which is probably a good thing, in all honesty, because at least it means I'm being transformative.
We're going to learn, Clarkson, about microaggressions.
Oh my god. You better watch your microaggressions, bro, or my name is a PC principal, otherwise known as Power Christian Principal.
Oh god, fuck me.
Oh, even they can handle it. Oh my god, we're in for a wild ride, aren't we? 10 likes and we'll watch another one of these videos. I really should be giving you guys incentives to watch more. 10 likes and then we'll watch another video featuring these guys reacting to the LGBT Civil War, as I like to call it.
I can't. Okay, that's it.
Get ready to be educated. Are you ready?
Ears are open.
Let's talk microaggressions. You know, those small comments that actually aren't small at all. But where are you really from? You don't.
Where am I really from? Texas. How do you like them apples?
Look gay.
Oh my god, imagine. Wait till someone says that about me. Granted, I'm not very open about it because it doesn't matter. Me being gay shouldn't matter to anyone. It's just a facet about me that is quite frankly irrelevant to who I am as a person. It shouldn't be relevant to anyone.
Yeah, those. Microaggressions tell people that they don't belong, that their identity is weird or surprising. And
I mean, I don't want to comment too much on that.
No, saying I didn't mean it like that doesn't make it okay.
Oh, good lord. No, when someone references crime statistics saying that, what was it? 15% of the wizards commit 50% of the spells.
This is about impact, not your intent. If someone hurts you, don't get defensive. Say, thanks for letting me know, and then do better.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to do what I feel makes sense to me.
Sometimes we make comments we don't even realize are offensive.
So you mean like what you do on a regular basis?
But here's the grown-up part. Once we know better, we must do better. That's how culture shifts. Respect is the bare minimum. Microaggressions, not cute, not funny. They don't belong at work. They don't belong anywhere.
Can I give you a macroaggression? You're a white bitch with a love earring. My reaction exactly.
Did you thought you ate that shit? Get the fuck out of here.
She really thought she cooked. She thought she ate now. And she's like,
Oh.
my thing is though, she's like, your microaggression suggests that someone's identity might be weird or surprising. Some of y'all's identity is weird and surprising.
Yeah, freaking, what was it? Anyone who identifies as an attack helicopter? Nah. That's I guess we could consider that to be a surprising identity.
And you want it to be because you want the validation for being weird. And also, I would put money on, speaking of microaggressions, if they do exist, I would put money on her gay friend being toyed around like a fucking tote bag.
Oh, good lord, no. The token gay friend who's literally just Jasper from Family Guy.
She's got the whole personality for it. Like, I got a gay friend.
Yeah, and I have all sorts of friends of many different races. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna wave them around like some accessory.
Also, I mean, listen, if somebody says to you, you don't look gay, it's not that deep.
It really isn't that deep. I mean, I don't even sound gay. I mean, I do have certain mannerisms. Like sometimes I'll do like quote unquote feminine hand gestures when I'm doing simple tasks, but that doesn't necessarily it's like when you say that you're gay presenting. I'm not gay presenting. I dress like a stereotypical guy. It's really not that big a deal.
That is not profound. I mean, maybe that's not exactly right because people don't like, but there is a gay look and a gay vibe, but it's not uniform and people can be different ways and be straight or be gay. It's not that deep though. Like you are not really affected that meaningfully by these minor verbal tics. I think the whole concept of a microaggression is bullshit. There's very, very minimal and in fact, contradictory research about it.
No shit. That's literally, I just made a joke about PC Principal from South Park. That is what he just said is literally why PC Principal exists. His sole purpose was to make fun of PC culture and political correctness. I mean, no, within the first episode we saw of him, Cartman said to him in the bathroom trying to blackmail him with Butter's underwear, capiche? To which PC Principal got so offended because he thought saying capiche was a microaggression against Italians that Cartman got beat the fuck up. But then he got exposed for wanting to break Jimmy's legs. You really gonna break Jimmy's legs, PC Principal?
In terms of it being helpful or psychologically healthy. And then I actually think that it creates an environment where people are so afraid to say the wrong thing that it's stifling.
Well, yeah, and
no, in my experience, I remember I was at this little house party where one of the guys that was there happens to be a black friend that I know, and one of the guys that was there was like something made a joke about the N-word pass, and the black friend of mine was like, "Oh, come on, man!" And no, they were all buddy about it. They didn't think that it was a microaggression.
Also, there's part of this where she goes, "It's not about the intent; it's about the damage." And
it's like, I mean, there is debate and discussion to be had about actions versus intentions, whether or not one is more important than the other. I mean, this popular saying is that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, because oftentimes the actions are less than ideal. You try so hard to try to help people that you end up hurting a whole lot of people.
That is so dangerous to no longer care about the intent behind words.
I think the intent is the most important thing.
Intent is quite literally what a word, like it's just what a word describes.
All right.
So if I don't know. So if intent
Like a very good example that I would like to showcase is like one of the differences between like Jainism and Buddhism in terms of action and intention is that Jainism prioritizes action, but Buddhism prioritizes intention. Like in Buddhism, say you were to hurt someone, if you didn't mean to hurt someone and that it was an accident, then all is forgiven. But in Jainism, even if you didn't mean to hurt someone, the fact of the matter is that you hurt them, and therefore you need to seek forgiveness and repent. So obviously, even amongst different religions, the nature of action and intention is, the priorities are different. And obviously here, the intent matters a lot in this instance.
doesn't matter, then what the fuck matters ever?
I don't know, but I really, there's a way that this kind of HRification of daily conversation and language allows the most petty and vindictive people in the world to bully and dominate spaces and conversations and like report other people for microaggressions. It's also unnecessary.
Oh
it's
my god, no shit.
Also toxic. I've also always found the idea of microaggressions like kind of infantilizing and condescending towards different groups, like as if gay people are so fragile, as if black people are so fragile.
No shit. No, I've heard some very not so nice things said about people like me. And when I say people like me, I'm not really going to get into specifics. And I'm not just talking about me being gay. I'm talking about other qualities that, oh my god, I want to tear these people a new one. But in real life, I'm too civil for my own good. I'm too nice for my own good. I'm too nice and I'm too apologetic. There are many times where someone has like really gotten on my nerves and I wanted to lash out at them so badly. But I was raised better than that, so I just kept it to myself. And I'm hoping with this YouTube channel and being able to stream in the near future, it's gonna be mask off all night. So y'all better watch out and subscribe.
Yeah.
That this minor turn of phrase is going to profoundly harm them. Give me a break, honestly. I find the whole thing condescending. It is totally insane that they're still pushing this in 2025, but this kind of HR ideologies exist to perpetuate itself and its own importance when realistically a lot of it could be done away with.
Right. It's like when this certain someone would argue about the only purpose of a gender studies major is to teach more gender studies, which in and of itself could be viewed as a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of people on TikTok who accuse me of microaggressions and like lives and stuff, and it's like
You have?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Thank goodness I've never had that happen to me. Although, if anyone has kept up with my channel, they will know that I was kicked out of a DDR tournament for not being pro 72 genders enough, basically. It's not exactly why I got kicked out, but it may as well be.
they'll be like, that was a microaggression, and I literally looked in the live and said, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. Get over it before I macroaggress you.
Yeah.
No, I macroaggressed that bitch earlier.
No, but there are people there's so many people who abuse it because it's a form of social power. It really is. Like they dominate people, just like Blossom saying, don't ever interrupt Black trans woman when she's speaking. It's like they're all doing it.
Oh my god, who the hell is he even talking about? When he said Blossom, I thought he was referring to the Powerpuff Girls. Like hell Blossom would ever talk like that.
To be able to bully people into submission and dominate social conversations. So whatever help it does for minorities, I promise you it does not outweigh the amount of bullying that has come from it.
I also think that
Right. There's no one that harms communities more than the members within those communities.
over hypersensitivity has given people fatigue to the point where, like,
oh my god, the word fatigue being thrown around everywhere. I'm definitely fatigued of a lot of things. People talk about black fatigue and woke fatigue. I have all the fatigues, let's be real. And there's also this one type of fatigue that I have that I'm not going to talk about just yet.
when everything is racist, everything is sexist, everything is homophobic, even the most minor verbal phrase, like, in America, what is it? Like, some of the ridiculous micro...
Oh yeah, like when everyone calls everything gay as if they're Riley Freeman.
Microaggression examples they've given, like, I don't see color or this kind of thing.
Oh, I got.
Oh, good lord, right.
I interrupted her, and it was a microaggression.
Oh, how dare you interrupt a fat black gay bitch?
Like, there was a whole group of people that were like, you microaggressed this black woman on TikTok. I'm like, no, I interrupted her because she sounded fucking crazy.
And because that's
And that's the thing. They'll point the finger at you and say that you're being bigoted, even though they started it.
what people do in adversarial conversations. Like,
Right.
that's the idea there, is that you should treat a black woman differently than you would treat me
Right.
in a conversation or debate.
And
that
I
you would
treat
have.
everybody terribly.
Yeah.
Yep. As someone who is racist and sexist against all people, it technically makes me not racist and not sexist.
I'm microaggressing to all of y'all right
Mhm.
now.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well, guys, let us know what you
All right, damn, no. This video turned out to be a lot longer than I thought, and it's literally just you guys watching a PNG open and close its mouth. But anyway, that was a good video. A lot of yapping on my end, but I'm pretty sure that's the point of being transformative. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you guys have checked out the original video to show them some support. 10 likes and we'll watch another one. I need to give you guys incentive to watch more. So it's about time that I started doing that. So like and subscribe and do all other sort of stuff. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned.